Good morning, everybody. My name is Barry Schwartz, and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, August 7th, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com. We got Google ranking volatility galore. Reddit supposedly gets no preferential or preference in Google search, according to Google. Google Ads is testing keyword-rich anchor text links and descriptions. Plus, they're actually testing the strong match label. And so much more. So definitely stay tuned. And of course, like our thank our sponsor, Bruce Clay Incorporated. Bruce Clay is one of the founding fathers of the SEO space, doing search marketing since 1996. His company is big into SEO training. Check out seotraining.com to learn more about them. Also, check out bruceclay.com to learn more about Bruce Clay's services. Also, make sure to check out their new product, prewriter.ai. It's a tool to empower writers to write better and more efficiently. So check it all out. And of course, we miss you, Bruce. I think about you all the time. And thanks so much for leading such an amazing, successful company over all these years, and for all you have done for the industry. We will never forget. Okay, so first up, we got two periods of Google search ranking volatility. One was earlier on the weekend, and one was this August 5th or so. Some significant ranking volatility on August 5th, leading into the 6th, probably more so on the 5th. I'm trying to check the tools right now, and it does show things are somewhat calming down yesterday and today. But the 5th was a pretty spiky day with a lot of chatter. And then over the weekend, we also had significant chatter as well as ranking volatility significantly spike up. So something is brewing. I really thought Google would announce a core update yesterday. I was wrong. I'm wrong all the time. But it is interesting to watch this and to see all this volatility. And then Google said, a Google press person, Jennifer Kurtz told The Verge, and let me quote, that Reddit gets no special preference in Google's ranking systems for Google search or for AI systems. Pretty interesting for Google to say that, of course, because maybe Google's core ranking systems don't give preferential treatment directly to Reddit and to make Reddit say, we're going to make Reddit, the domain Reddit, rank better, but they get all this special treatment in the different boxes in the Google search results, like the discussion forums, and I don't know, they just rank everywhere. So it seems like it, and it's just funny to hear Google say that. Of course, the SEO and search community had a blast responding to that type of statement. And then I saw another conversation in the SEO community around, I'm seeing AI mode queries in my Google search performance reports, like things like, yes, go on, tell me more. Yes, tell me pricing and stuff like that. So it's basically somebody has a leading question and then do follow-up questions in AI mode to say, yes, I agree, or yes, show me more, or yes, give me pricing. And this is posted by Anastasia. Also, another example, completely separate, Ross Tavendale posted this as well. Similar types of responses showing up in the performance report queries data. Now, of course, yes, Google has told us that they actually do bring in AI mode, AI overviews into the main performance report. But when you look at the generative AI performance report, the performance report designed for AI mode and AI overviews, there is no query data. So we're not able to say this specific query, the yes queries or the yes go on queries or the yes pricing queries, are specifically related to AI mode and AI overviews because Google's not showing us that data in the AI or generative AI performance report. They're only showing that data lumped together with all your performance data and all your query data across all of search, which is pretty funny. Again, of course, you know that. Just like you know really long queries are probably AI overviews and so forth. But at the same time, why not just show it in the generative AI report? That's where it belongs. Show it there. In any event, I keep ranting about this topic, but I'm gonna move on. Gary Ish from Google was asked numerous times, what do Google's crawlers send an HTTPS request? We know they send gets and posts all the time, but do they send other things? And he said, yes, head, options, put, patch, and delete. But that makes up for like less than 1.5% of all header requests that Google sends out through their crawlers. So interesting little tidbit there. The Google Assistant is shutting down officially for mobile devices starting on September 4th. We knew this was coming many, like we discussed this like a year and a half ago, where Gemini will be replacing Google Assistant across these devices. And now finally Google has given us a date. September 4th, 2026 is when Gemini will replace Google Assistant on Wear OS, headphones, earbuds, anything compatible with Android Auto, mobile specifically. Of course, we don't know about the actual desktop devices like the home devices and so forth, but that will happen at some point. Also, I posted this week the big Google Webmaster report for August 2026. I'm not going to recap it over here, but I posted it on August 4th. If you want to find and catch up on everything for the past month, July, you can check it in the August 2026 report. Then Bing announced or promised that Bing Webmaster Tools will soon have page and query level filtering directly in Bing Webmaster Tools. Lily Ray complained about this, and Microsoft Krishna went ahead and said, it's coming, we'll work on it, it's coming, we're going to add it. Google has added it forever, but you cannot filter natively in the Bing Webmaster Tools feature by query or page level or any data. You can't have to filter, you have to actually export the data and do the filtering there. So it is coming. And then on the ad side, Google Ads seems to be testing anchor text hyperlink descriptions, keyword-rich anchor text hyperlink descriptions directly in the snippets, in the descriptions of the sponsored results. This is spotted by Nayan Prakash. He posted some examples on LinkedIn. Here's a screenshot of that. I find it super weird, but of course, it's going to get clicks. And the clicks take you to the same exact place that the main listing takes you. So it's not really taking you somewhere else, but it is interesting to see that Google's actually testing this in the wild. What also is Google testing in the wild are the strongest and strong match labels. In June, Google pre-announced that they're going to be testing strongest match labels and strong match labels on sponsor results in the Google search results listings. And the whole SEO community, the whole search community and PPC community were like, this makes no sense. Why are you labeling ads? What's strong and what's strong? If it's ranking as an ad, it should be strong enough to rank as an ad. Why label it as a strong match or a strongest match? It doesn't make much sense. It should be just how it's ranked. But Google went ahead and said, we're going to test it anyway, and they're actually testing this in the wild. I spotted this morning via Sash and Patel, where it has a strong match label. This is the first time we're seeing this in the wild. Pretty interesting to see this. And again, I'm a little surprised they actually went ahead and started to test this, but they are. And then Ginny Marvin posted a video Q&A on the August 17th bidding changes. We covered this numerous times, where August 17th is actually coming up really soon, and the PPC community is really, really nervous about what this bidding change is actually going to have. And of course, Google keeps saying it's not going to have a change, it's not going to make an impact on you, but a lot of people are thinking it's going to cost them more. Not exact, and the budget will stay the same, but the clicks and the ROI will be different based off of this. And Google's saying no. I guess we'll find out, but there's a lot of back and forth from Google answering people's questions around this, and they're all on. Google keeps saying nothing really is going to change with your budget, so calm down. But the SEO, the PPC community is not really taking it. And then Google's ad preview and diagnostic feature in the Google Ads console has a Captcha bug. It just doesn't load. This is spotted by a bunch of people, including Govind Panwar. I can replicate this where it basically just has this bug and doesn't let you use it. And it's supposedly been going on for weeks, so I'm not sure when Google is actually going to fix this. Google is testing a new feature called Deal Ends Annotations, which basically is found in product listing ads within Merchant Center, where if you do a search in Google Search, it's going to go ahead and provide these urgency labels, like 3 days left or 5 hours left badges directly in the sponsored product listings. Now, this is a new help document. I'm not sure if this is live yet. I spotted the help document. It's going to be live supposedly globally, except for the Switzerland, UK, and EEA Plus regions. And again, the purpose is to have these annotations on there. You need to have two annotations on there to make this work. One is the sales price and the sales price effective date attributes on there. And then Google's going to automatically make this happen. I haven't seen this in the wild yet. There's a lot of caveats here, but I posted about this on August 6th with more details if you're interested in learning more. And also a new help document is Google's piloting a new feature that won't let free email domains like at gmail.com or at yahoo.com, free email accounts that you can set up, actually make sensitive account changes to your Google Ads account. You need to have a corporate email address to make these changes. This is a pilot. Google's testing this right now, but Google has a huge new help document on this new test. So keep that in mind, and Google's rolling this out slowly to see how this works. And Google finally has given us a date on when it's going to be migrating the Google Ads automatically created assets and campaign level broad match setting to AI Max. That's going to be on September 1st. Menachem and me got the email from Google about this, so this is rolling out soon. And that migration is going to happen. Google calls this an upgrade to AI Max from ACA and campaign level broad match. Microsoft Advertising has a new Exclude audience ad placements within the Performance Max campaigns. This is spotted by Hannah at PPC Newsfeed. Also, I got information about this from Naga Hopkins from the Microsoft team, the Microsoft Ads Liaison. And this feature will allow to prevent ads from displaying alongside specific page titles by adding unwanted terms at either the account level or campaign level. This new setting here is a screenshot of that. Also, part of this is, or separate from this, but also a new announcement for Microsoft Advertising. They now give you the ability to exclude ages and genders for PMax campaigns at the asset group level. So these are new features with Microsoft Advertising that are rolling out slowly. It's not live for everybody, but it should be live soon. And then ChatGPT has a bunch of new ad announcements. One is a new multi-product carousel that's rolling out. Actually, it seems to be live. Brody Clark spotted this in the wild as well, but OpenAI announced this earlier this week, I think on Wednesday. There's new dynamic URL management and a bunch of new ad features in there that you should be aware of. And then big corporate news from Google is that they have a bunch of leadership changes, executive changes across their AI department, or more. One is Demis Hassabis, who is basically like the AI god in the world, who Google acquired with Google DeepMind. He's stepping down really, or stepping away and moving up to a different position. Google called it stepping up. He's going to be basically the chief scientist at Google on AI side. But he's basically, from his Gemini role is pretty much done, it seems like, and some of his predecessors will actually replace him. But the big news on the search side as well as AI side is Jeff Dean, who's been with the company for 27 plus years, has decided to leave the company after 27 plus years to start his own startup. Google is actually investing in this startup. It's called Discovery Loop, and the goal is for that company is to do automating machine learning, science, and engineering to accelerate discoveries in that area. And then who's replacing Demis is basically Corey, who is currently the CTO of Google DeepMind. And then a bunch of other people are leaving Google, some chiefs, really big minds, to go with Jeff Dean. So big changes here. We'll see how this actually impacts Google's search and Google's Gemini and so forth. Supposedly, Sergey Brin, the co-founder of Google, is actually stepping up big time there, and this is why these changes are happening, but these are rumors. I'm not sure. I read this from places. We will see. And with that news, Google's stock actually dropped 4% after that actually happened, which is pretty interesting. Anyway, thanks so much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable, SERoundtable.com. Everyone have a great, safe, healthy weekend, and I'll see you guys next. Again, thanks to Bruce Clay for sponsoring. Check them out at bruceclay.com. Bye-bye.